Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Victoria 3 as we continue our Broyar Learns How to Play Victoria 3 with New Granada here, also known as Colombia, or at least maybe at some point going to be known as Colombia. We'll see if we can get a name change at some point. That'd be pretty cool. But at the moment, New Granada, brand new into the game. We've unpaused for 9 whole days, and so haven't made it very far, but that's okay. As I was about to unpause just now, I did just realize we do have an unincorporated state down here. Unincorporated states, I believe, do not give you full monies. Let's see. Unincorporated state. Territorial holding or frontier beyond the reach of institutions and government. So we do get less infrastructure. We get less conscriptable battalions. Lots of things are less. Less expected standard of living. So I guess there's a positive there. But I think we would like to incorporate this. It's going to cost bureaucracy. We got some bureaucracy available to us. We're not using up all of it for trade routes or anything like that. I mean, Brazil does have a claim on this. There is a discoverable resource of something. I don't know if we know what those are yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and incorporate this because why not? And see what that does for us. Maybe it helps us out a little bit. Okay, what do we got? Any problems we need to deal with before we're still dealing with the wood shortage. Switching this things over to wood did not immediately solve that, although we are currently also importing some wood. So hopefully we'll get all that figured out. Building up our own personal small arms might not be a bad idea because they're currently very expensive. Same thing technically with the clippers. Now, I will say the thing about the clippers is that even though I don't know how big of a navy we're actually going to plan on having, the idea with the clippers, I'm sorry, there we go, industry, is that I think they take wood, don't they? Yeah, they take wood and fabric. And are the clippers just this up here? No, those are just convoys. Those are different. They take wood and fabric. Now, we do currently, again, have the ability to produce our own wood. So that's pretty good. But fabric, do we have a way to produce fabric? I guess that would be under industry, wouldn't it? Textile? Oh, that's clothes. That's actual clothes. Unless I'm blind, I am not seeing a fabric down here. So if we were going to do our own clippers, we have the wood for it, but we would have to bring in fabric from outside. And I don't know if that's the best option or not. So I will probably not worry about that right now. And we will just play out everything else. And then we'll probably just continue to import clippers, whatever clippers we need from other nations for now. All right, anything else we want to do? We are starting to get a few radicals. They're laborers, mostly from having a low standard of living. So we do want to, again, fix the standard of living, which we're going to try to do through expanding some of our grain production and things like that, lowering the cost of grain. That way they're not just impoverished all the time. Hey, there's Medellin. I have actually been to this city up in the mountains here. That's the only place in Colombia I've actually been. So there we go. We'll cruise along here. We are trying to pass religious schools, get us some more education coming in. We do have a journal entry here for Age of Caudillos. Following New Grenadine independence from Spain, a power vacuum was left in place of the colonial government, which was quickly filled by charismatic armed forces leaders. These caudillos have come to define much of South American politics. Might makes right. So we do have this little thing, and I'm not sure if I fully understand what this is actually doing, but essentially what will happen is either the armed forces are not part of our government, and then this times out, and they have a little bit of political strength and whatnot, or they are part of our government, which means we effectively fail, and they have a large political strength swing. So I think more than likely we want to try to keep the military out of our government, just to try and let this age pass without any issues, because obviously if they force their way into the government, then we have to kind of keep them there. That could become problematic, although there are some benefits of them being in our government. I could see an argument for wanting this to be a thing, right, at some point. Currently going at speed 3. We could probably speed that up a little bit. We got plenty of money. We could definitely be building more things. I mean, we are building things, so I'm not really going to... I mean, our queue can only be so big right now. One thing we might want to build at some point in the near future, especially with some extra money, is after we get some of these things done, we might actually want to queue up some construction sectors, just so that we can just build faster after that. Now, it's going to cost us money. Is this going to cost us more? It's that fabric that we're having to bring in. And again, the wood we're going to be fine with, but the fabric is going to be a little bit of a tough issue. We have the most infrastructure in here. Antioquia? Up here? Okay, there we go, on the coast. Maybe we build them there. Also plenty of job seekers. I mean, yeah, is this going to put us negative in a few things? Sure, but then we can just presumably adjust that. There might be a reason to build these elsewhere, but I'm going to go ahead and just queue up a few of these just so we have some kind of ready to come. It might bankrupt us. I don't know. Hopefully not. Political strengths and things. All right, so hopefully we continue to build up our relations here. I'd like to get into one of these markets as soon as possible because that's really going to make a lot of difference to everything that we're trying to do here. And I'd also like... Okay, we're starting to get a few more loyalists. They're kind of flipping back and forth. Actually, most of them are coming from discrimination. Really? If we go look at our culture, who are we discriminating against right now? It would be under population, I'm assuming. Let's see. Where would I see that? Culture. I actually don't know how to see this. Weirdly, I do think the pie chart's easier for me to see. Is it under here, maybe? Where would we see discrimination? Discrimination. Not accepted. They get paid less than their peers, have less political strength, are less likely to develop qualifications. Okay, fair enough. So, culture. We're just going to go look at the culture. How do we see the... These are the cultures here. I guess some of these just don't have any political strength at all. And there's several down here that are further down. All right, well, we'll play around with that. And there actually might be some laws that we have that are currently discriminating, which I think would be under... it's not workers' rights. It's under... Well, the racial segregation, I'm assuming, is going to cause some discrimination, wouldn't it? You would think. So, something like that. And then we also have migration controls in place where we were disallowing discriminated pops from migrating. So I'm sure that's causing some problems. Currently do have legacy slavery. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things for right now. Maybe eventually we'll ban slavery, but for now it does exist. So it's the realities of the 1830s. I think we're going to speed up a little bit here. I think really getting these May stuff out and kind of getting some of these things resolved is going to be the biggest benefit for us right now. So we might even go up to speed 5 here. All right, we do have a little thing popped up here. In the midst of the debate surrounding religious schools, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the Catholic Church, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. We can just get some enactment success chance, which I actually do want. We can get permanent prestige. How much is 20 prestige? 20 permanent prestige feels like that would be pretty solid. Even though I do want this to pass, I mean, is it literally just 20 permanent prestige? Wow. I think we're just going to get some permanent prestige. We're going to assume that this can pass some other way. Can't go wrong with a little bit of prestige. Prestige is pretty important. Wow, actually, just jumped to slick slots by itself. The defeat of Philippe Slavery's coup attempt has led to... Oh, let me pause. Complete consolidation of Bolivian domination over Peru. Supreme Protector Andre de Santa Cruz has declared the imminent formation of a confederation between the two. Okay, so here's the problem. This is one of the events that we get early on, which is going to allow Bolivia to basically swallow up everything, I think. And this is not good for us. So if we were to take this top option, we do get some maneuvers and we get more constructible battalions, which basically means we're against their confederation and we kind of want to break that up. So I think we're going to take this. It's a bold move. It's a scary move. And we will complete this if either Bolivia does not exist or has lost all of its South Andean and Quechua subjects, which I think are... Is it just these? How do we know which one's which? South Andean. Oh, that's Quechua. Okay, so it's all of these. If they lose all of these... subjects, though. I don't know if it counts as Bolivia or if we just need to get rid of these. Something like that. then that will succeed potentially. Does not exist. Oh, so I don't know exactly how to complete this. I suspect that maybe we can try and free some of these nations from them, but it needs to be all of them. Like, could we liberate South Peru? Now, we do have a similar sized military to them currently. Now, currently, South Peru would be joining in with them, which is fine. We can also liberate North Peru. And ask them to transfer them to us, which does give us infamy. Which we don't want the infamy. We want to play nicer. So I actually don't know the right way to go about this. The best way to know is to try. I mean, that's how we're going to learn. We're going to try, and if we fail, then we just know not to do that again in the future. So I think we kind of want to liberate North Peru, but I think before we do that, we kind of want to build up a little bit of a military. How long do we have until this thing goes away? 120 months, maybe? There's a monthly ticker. So maybe 10 years, something like that. I don't know. So I do want to get our military figured out. We have other general options, things popped up here. We got patronized romanticism. Not sure how important that would be. Which would allow us to... it just gets us... Isn't it romantic? It's an event. Just need to build an arts academy. And we have activated traditional art. Can I see arts academy over here somewhere? Yeah, we got an arts academy here. It does produce fine art. Is this something that everybody has? I feel like I saw this when I was doing a test run as... I think I was trying to Texas, actually. I actually tried Texas before, which was interesting because they start off with war against Mexico. I tried them a little bit. It was interesting. I mean, we might be able to just ignore this, but I'm kind of curious now. Why not? Let's build one. What's the worst that can happen? Let's see what it does. We'll build one, see if it advances that at all. We've got a lot of things on our build queue right now, so I do need to kind of be respectful of that. Some of these are taking an extremely long time to develop. It's where those extra, wow, we were really getting some radicals, aren't we? There's still the standard of living? I mean, I'm working on the standard of living. All right, religious schools has successfully passed the law enactment phase. Oh, sorry, to the study phase, I should say, of law enactment. Do we want to change anything with our buildings to get us more grain? I don't think we have any sliders that gives us more grain currently. I mean, tools would get us less people needed, but not more grain by itself. So really the only way to get more grain is just to... Oh, that's where we get fabric. Oh, that makes sense. So we can produce our own fabric. Well, good to know. I was just assuming that was just cotton, but yeah, it does make sense that cotton turns into fabric. Pretty sure I'm aware that's how that works. We do have a lot of authority currently. So I'm sure there's things we could do with that authority. Like we could do some of these little state modifiers. National values. I mean, the bulk of our agricultural stuff is in here, right? Yeah. This is vast majority of our agricultural stuff, right? Maybe not the vast majority, but a decent amount. Actually, we got a lot over here. No, actually, all of our states have a lot more than I expected, so... I mean, we are trying to build logging camps here, so maybe is there a way to do that? Resource industry? Logging mines? Might be worth something. Get some more throughput from those things. What do we have? Our iron mines. We got more logging camps coming in here. I guess we haven't built the iron mines yet. I think we're building them here, though. In Quindamarca. I guess we could check that real quick. Oh, and, nope, it's actually going to be up here. we are building an iron mine here, but I have a feeling this is going to be our primary like grain producing at some point. One of these two. I don't know. I might not hit any sliders just yet. How's our infrastructure? Infrastructure is actually still okay. We're not using all of our infrastructure. I mean, we're a little bit low here in Guavir or whatever, but not significantly. Secular teachings. The intelligentsia have shown their unhappiness with the passing of religious schools law, arguing that education and religion should be separate matters. Does it give us more success chance, but also gives them a little more interest group approval? We'll consider it. Just want it to pass. That's really all I care about right now. We are gaining a lot of money. We can definitely spend more money. The other thing we could do is just lower taxes for right now. I mean, we might as well make some people happier. We now have religious schools, so we do have some education, which is good. The other thing I might consider passing, which would be kind of helpful, is some sort of health system, which does increase the lower standard of living for our lower strata, which currently we are struggling with. So I think even though this does get more power to the Catholics, it's a step in the direction that we want to go ultimately, and getting some sort of health system just feels like a good idea. Everything else is kind of what we're expecting. All right, finally about to finish that first iron mine. Maybe that wasn't the best thing to start with, but that's all right. I'm actually going to put this maize farm. Hold Alt and put it at the top. Wrong button. Put this at the top, and then we're going to put the iron mine above it since it's almost done. And we'll get that maize farm just done, just so we can get the learn the game thing finished. It's really not a lot of time to knock out Peru here. All right, so we are low on tools because of that iron mine, I guess. We could presumably import some, although that's very, very expensive. We could also ultimately build our own. So we might just need to deal with this for the moment. Which building is it? It is the iron mines. Okay, so the iron mine currently is going to be struggling a bit. We do need to get tools. It's going to be in our list, but it's probably not going to be very high on our list. Grassroots supports for law. The political wills and desires of the lower class will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for charity hospitals has spread like a wildfire across New Granada, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time clubs. 20% of lower strata and become loyalists. I actually got a lot of loyalists currently. I mean, my guess is this is probably going to pass anyway. I don't know if we want more people to join the Catholic Church if we can help it. We're happy with them being loyal right now. I think we're going to take the common ground and just get some more loyalists. Oh my. That's a big old chunk of loyalists. Okay, so that's pretty good. I mean, it might delay or make this not pass, but... Oh, no, we just got another 15%. So I think it's going to pass anyway, actually. How are we looking on support? We're only at neutral with everybody. Once we get up to, I think, 20 or above, 30 or above, something like that, I think we might be able to ask them to join their trading groups or whatever. An influential faction within the armed forces has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of charity hospitals. Themselves in favor of the law, they have now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. Extra enactment success. And they get member flight, which is less attraction. Or we can go with the Catholic Church extend open hand to these mavericks. I think we'll just take the lower the support or the interest group for armed forces for right now. Because I think lowering the interest group for armed forces just in general is probably good for us. We probably want to get out of this age of Quadillos. Building expanded. All right, so we did expand our building. This is going to kind of tell us some more things. I just realized we haven't even started any research. Totally forgot about research. I mean, we still naturally get stuff coming in just from our neighbors and things like that. So it's not like we're not researching anything technically, but it's not currently focused. So they're wanting to bring the military in. I don't really want to do that. So we could reform the government and bring the military in. I mean, even though there is reasons that that could be beneficial, I kind of would like to avoid that if at all possible. So I think we're going to just stick with what we got and be okay with this group for now. Let's go look at research. Oh, we were actually researching. Oh, it was already plugged in. Must be like they hold your hand a little bit at the beginning and they already plugged something in. You know what? Go ahead and finish that. That's fine. And we'll figure it out once we get done with that. Oh, so we want to change the production method of rice. It doesn't matter what we change it to. It's just a way to kind of learn about production methods. So we'll come in here. We'll go into rural. We'll go into the rice farms. It doesn't have to be all of them. We'll just pick maybe this one up here. Oh, it's actually specifically got to be these down here. Never mind. It doesn't really matter. I guess we'll just temporarily change you over to fig orchards, which is not great because it's going to give us a little bit less. Going to give us a lot less grain. We've only got to do it for 4 weeks, I think, and then we can change it back. Rousing speech. This afternoon, Vicente Hurtado, leader of the Catholic Church, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of charity hospitals. I think we'll just accept the boost here. 69% passing chance now. Alright, so that was completed, and now we can change it back, because I don't think that's actually what we want in the long run. Eventually we might want the sugar from that, but for now, changing that back is good. Alright, expand productability, expand cotton plantations in that same place. So, let's go look at our cotton. And we want to expand these probably at least by 1. Yeah, just 1 for now. Which will give us more fabric, which is good. We're not going to reform the government. Can we just keep it? I just want to keep it as is. I think that'll time out eventually. I don't want to reform. Unless we have to. Don't think we have to. I mean, they are going to be part of the Conservative Party, but I think we're just going to ignore that. Because again, we'd like to keep them out of the government. Oh, I see what's happening. It's a slide. It goes back and forth. It'll deplete if they're not in the government. It'll fill if they are in the government. So even if we put them in the government for a few years, it wouldn't necessarily hurt us. But ideally, we would prefer not to. Really don't want to spend money on these. I mean, we probably could afford it if we start taxing people again. Is it really just whichever one's the lowest negative is our best interest? Let's do it and see what happens. Because obviously we'd like to get the iron coming in. And if it just dings us big time, then we'll adjust after that. So we got tools coming in for the iron mine, the singular iron mine. Really just kind of waiting for some of this build queue to fill up. Rice farms are coming in. Now have charity hospitals. Nice. They did get political strength, but we also get better standard of living. Pollution effects reduction. And then less mortality. So that all seems really good. So mostly it's just standard of living right now. Or not, sorry, discrimination right now, I should say. Is why our radicals are coming from. So if we go look at our population and go look at probably this. I mean, their biggest expense is still grain. So hopefully that will start dipping down as we start doing more things. You can see the uptick, right? I guess that's for the couple weeks that we had switched over to the sugar. And now it came back down again. So it does make a difference pretty quickly. Guys are still struggling, and the biggest expense is still grain. So if we can lower the cost of grain, it will help them a little bit. But also there's other things in this list that they obviously need. All right, we're almost up to 20 with each of these. Again, I don't remember if 20 is 20 is the break point, if it's 30. All right, there's our lathe, which allows us to get... I mean, I don't know if there's anything specific here that we desperately need, but let's go research something else here. I mean, intensive agriculture does feel like it would make a little bit of sense. So would mechanical tools, maybe atmospheric engine. Getting us engines, getting us down to the railway is pretty cool. I mean, there's obviously military we can go into. Let's actually get us our lancers back. And society stuff. I'm going to go with, I think, intensive agriculture. If we can get that kind of stabilized and figured out. I have no idea what we're going to do about Peru here. We still don't have... We're not even gotten to the point where we're going to be building up our barracks. They're a little bit further down the road here. I don't know if we're going to be able to wait for that. If we should just go to war with what we got currently. These guys haven't even... Yeah, I think we just need to wait. I mean, if this times out, it times out. And we'll deal with Peru a different way down the road. Oh, I was going to turn off some sliders, wasn't I? Did I already turn those on? I did turn them on. So yeah, they're basically using a bunch of this stuff, but hopefully that gives them more morale, and I think that's good. We have another journal entry in here. We're expanding the cotton. We already did that. Research technology. Oh, we're already doing that. So that was... I didn't know that was part of the learn the game, but I was going to do that anyway. Really, it's just our construction right now. Getting down here. I mean, we could probably put some of these construction sectors further up. You know what? I'm actually might... I keep hitting the wrong one. Alt, not control. I think we're going to put these construction sectors further up, just to kind of try and speed things up a little bit. Hopefully those get done and help us a little bit of efficiency. Maybe. I actually don't remember if you have to build construction sectors everywhere, or if you can just build them in specific places and it's kind of a nationwide boost. Already built our first one. About to be up to 11. So there we go. So we're already gaining some. We already gained 10% there. Wood input shortage. And the good buildings affected by this are our construction sector. Oh, so our construction sector does need more lumber. That does make sense. We could import some lumber for now. We do have a little bit of bureaucracy left. Eventually, we're not going to need it being imported. So that's okay just to kind of do temporarily, and then we can change that later. We're a little bit negative right now. Not super stressed about it just yet. Could be something we need to worry about here as our gold reserves start to kind of disappear. Enact elected bureaucrats. Really? So we got appointed bureaucrats right now, which gives us more taxation capacity, or it gives us 25% taxation capacity. This gives us minus 50% bureaucracy institution cost multiplier. That's interesting. I think I like the taxation capacity for right now, so I think we're going to leave it appointed. Who supports this? Medium support from intelligentsia and industrialists, so we're not really worried about them. Low radicalization, not really worried about them. We got a lot of loyalists right now, so that's good. Our growth is not very high. Our GDP is getting, you know, it's kind of static, but hopefully it'll start going up soon. Really, we're up to 13, so these are actually coming in very fast, which is nice to see. They're costing us a lot of money currently. We might need to go back and actually start taxing our people a little bit more here. Still negative. Negative's okay. We can adjust from negative. We might want to check to see if we have any trade routes that are currently not good for us. Import of luxury clothes. Hardwood. Do we need an import of iron still? Now that we have our own iron mine. Technically we do, but that was not very good for us. I'm going to take up both the iron mine and the hardwood. And hope that we can get those resolved. Tools for now I'm going to leave in place because that's actually what's going to give us iron anyway. Alright, so we're actually momentarily positive again. Oh, France is bankrolling us. That's why we're momentarily positive. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely not doing well with the economy right now. I mean, it could be more of this stuff. It's a very poor tool import. It's costing us a lot of money. We're up to cordial with some people. Actually, I think let's get to 30 and see what we can do with that. We're about to be at 30 with France. Yeah, we're really suffering money-wise. I didn't have this issue before, so I'm not sure what I'm doing differently. Because like I said, I played for... Well, I guess I didn't play this far. I only played about a year before. I mean, we can increase taxes. We could also lower wages and things. That doesn't feel like a great idea. It's too early to switch to iron frame buildings. There's no value there. Our biggest expenses are in the construction sector here. And the government admin. Really, it's the construction sector. Maybe it was too soon to build the construction stuff. Fair enough. I mean, that... It did say that we're going to be negatives, to be fair. But... if I go to... Yeah, these are just too expensive. We can't go for that. We have to leave it as is currently with the wooden buildings. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be more expensive for us at the moment. Is that our biggest... Government wages is a pretty big part of what we're paying for right now. And construction goods. It literally is just construction goods. Now, is that a permanent or is that just while we're building? Let's see. I mean, let's finish these last two, or maybe we can just finish the last one and see. Let's actually drop this one off. Let's see what that does. Okay, I think it was just while we were... Nope, never mind. Bring it back. It temporarily looked like we were good again, but it did come back. So it actually is even worse now. It really is construction goods. We're spending a lot on wood. And I don't think there were any good imports for wood, were there? Oh, there are. I'm sorry. Well, do we just need to get more wood coming in? We got bureaucracy, we got convoys, which I don't think that one took convoys anyway. We can also import from France. Let's just import some more wood. Is this better for us or worse for us? Trial and error. I mean, it definitely dropped down a bit, then it went back up again. We're about to be in really big debt if we're not careful here. France is bankrolling us. We are cordial with them. Can we, at this point, hopefully before it's too late, join a customs union? Not yet. The United States is almost there. I mean, the GDP is a big one. It's the attitude. If we can get just 15 more attitude with America, then we could, presumably. And they look like they are the closest one. All right, fair enough. Still very negative. And so, yeah, I guess I built the construction sectors too soon. Live and learn. I'll put the cotton second there. Venezuelan aristocratic revolt. We could actually side with some of these, couldn't we? Maybe not now. Maybe we had to side with them earlier. Yeah, I don't think we can side with them now. It's already started, I believe. All right, so we're definitely very much in debt. I went too crazy on the government stuff. Can we turn anything off? Apparently we can downsize. That was a little bit strange. Actually, private construction of banana plantations going on. It really is just... So we just can't support those. Well, that technically saves us. I mean, I spent some time and resources building those, so that was a little bit silly. But at least we were able to kind of dig ourselves out of that hole by just removing that. Good to know that that is an option. All right, well then, don't build... Like I said, I'm here to learn. And I just learned, don't build the construction sectors too soon. Until you can support them, which is basically coming from the wood and fabric. So, good to know. It's actually very helpful. I'm glad that we could also learn that we can reverse that. So, did I make a mistake? Sure. Was I able to adjust from that mistake? Yes. So, I think so far, I think we're actually pretty good. In fact, I think we can actually go back to the budget. Can we lower taxes again? Just kind of make our people a little bit happier here. Might as well lower taxes while we can. We don't need a lot of money in our... I think we're actually having to pay back a loan right now. We are, so we'll get paid back. I mean, slower than if we had just raised taxes, but for right now, I think we're okay. What is it we needed with America? I think we needed 50. Or was it 45? Let's get to 45 and see what that does for us. I think we were at 30 when I tried it before. Diplomatic actions, joint custom union. United States. Oh, it's still minus 15. Really? It says 30 American attitude towards us? I figured this would actually be helping us over here. But that is America, right? It is America. Well, then we'll just keep improving and hopefully eventually we can make this a positive yes instead of a negative. So I think joining their customs union would be a good thing for us. All right, we're probably just going to ignore Peru, Bolivia thing, maybe. I don't even know if we can afford that at all. I mean, we're going to be building stuff at the barracks here momentarily. They're currently short on small arms. Is importing small arms a beneficial action for us? Keep forgetting this is alphabetical. Theoretically, yes. From the Dutch market, apparently. Does use up some convoys, but we got plenty of convoys. Let's get some small arms in here. Anything bad? I mean, we do have several things that are bad on the market, including clippers. Do we even need clippers? I don't think we need clippers at all. Let's get rid of those. Yeah, they're... What building is needing them? Just the port. I don't know that we care that the port... Do we? It's going to give us more infrastructure, but other than that, I think we're just going to ignore that for now. These other ones we kind of need for right now, so even though we're paying a little bit extra on, I think we're going to leave those in place. Oh, they actually want us to import clippers. Never mind. Well, since the lesson's telling us to import clippers, I will import clippers again. Thankfully, there's a better place to import them from, so that works. Oh, there's a free United States of America now. We just finished... improving relations. Can we not trigger that back up again? Apparently not. It's basically maxed out. I mean, do we just go with some other neighbors? I mean, I don't know that we're going to go after Mexico before we kind of take care of South America. So maybe we improve with Mexico for now and see what that gets us. Anybody else we want to improve with besides Mexico? I mean, maybe we should do it with Brazil, but I don't know. With the Netherlands, maybe? And Spain? See where that gets us. That gets us 3 more. Maybe even like Denmark or something like that. We'll just improve with some European neighbors to see who gives us the opportunity to join their customs union first. First one to play nice, we will join. They are... I mean, I get that our markets are not adjacent, but we're not that far off. You just have base reluctance, period. That's your primary negative, right? $30, $40, $50, $60, $70. Yeah. It's just the, so why doesn't France have the adjacency thing? Is it because they already have some sort of something in this area, or because they're maybe a great power and the United States is not? No, they're a great power. I don't know why they would not have an adjacent market. They're literally closer to us than France is. Maybe I don't understand what the word adjacency means. Oh, wow, we are way over time. Well, there we go. That's what happens when you start having fun. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put a cut in there. When we come back, we will... I don't know if we're ever going to do anything with Peru. We're running out of time there. But we will try. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.